I always let the day slip away. I should have been making up my mind. I never opened up, took it all in, and now I'm running out of time. Sometimes I dream about going back, keeping all the things I left behind. But now I know you can't change the past. Way too young to know the reason why. And it all comes rushing back, rushing back. And it all comes rushing back, rushing back. And it all comes rushing back, rushing back. And it all comes rushing back. I feel the gravity pulling me faster than it ever has before. When I was 17, nicotine loving had me rushing out the door. I try to hold it back, take a breath, looking at old pictures on the floor. But I hear everything telling me you don't have the time to let it go. And it all comes rushing back, rushing back. 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 All the years, all the issues, all the eyes I have looked into. The stages and the love all comes rushing back at once. I always let the days slip away. I should have been making up my mind. I never opened up, took it all in, and now I'm running out of time. Sometimes I dream about going back, keeping all the things I left behind. But now I know you can't change the past. Way too young to know the reason why. And it all comes rushing back, rushing back. And it all comes rushing back, rushing back. And it all comes rushing back, rushing back. And it all comes rushing back. And it all comes rushing back, 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 rushing back.
GM, how are we doing today? Oh, we got some more tunes coming in. Hold up. Well, we got the trio space going on right now as well, so gonna be a mellower start today, but yeah, man, I'm actually personally getting ready for Paris, so I'm pretty excited for that. But who do we got on the Arch account today?
What's up, Bunzy? It's
Brian. What is good, bro?
Oh, not much. We
Nice.
got Funky Bit down in the audience. Anybody else that wants to come up, you can request. But yeah, what's up, Bunzy? You're headed to NFT Paris?
Yeah, I am packing today and going to be. Let me make sure this delay thing's handled. Is yeah, packing and then flying out tomorrow morning. So yeah, man, I'm stoked. I always love going, and I think there's a lot of people heading there. From what I've been seeing on the timeline. Are you going by chance?
I am not, and I don't know that anyone from Arch is going to be at NFT Paris, but we will have some presence at some other events. I'm sure Matt can list them out
No,
here.
actually, Caleb will be there at NFT Paris. So yeah, our eco guy. So if you're out there, hit him up. Go
Yeah.
meet Caleb, our new head of eco.
What is that? What's head of eco?
You know, it's like the guy that he does a lot of BD work with the teams, gets in front of a lot of the high target teams, especially from other ecosystems like Solana and Ethereum, big protocols and stuff, and then other infra providers, and you just want to make sure we're hitting all the right boxes and checking the right boxes and moving the needle in all directions. So that's kind of what the head of eco does.
Word. Yeah, there's always like so many new titles with companies now, especially in crypto. People get pretty wild with it. But no, that's dope. I don't know. Have I met Caleb?
Probably not. He's new. He left Big Brain Ventures as an associate over there for a couple years, and then now he's diving in with us and helping build the Arch Network ecosystem out. So lucky to have him, and he's got a lot of good, solid relationships in the Solana ecosystem that we're gonna start orange pilling into Bitcoin.
Damn, that's what's up. That's I think just the nature of like Arch being built on Rust, all the smart contracts and stuff. The Solana devs kind of filling that kind of innovation and bringing what's worked on Solana quickly over to Arch, and like I think that's going to be pretty bullish. But Ben, GM, you're in
GM.
Paris. Are you in Paris now?
I am not in Paris, and Andrew is in Paris.
Andrew is in Paris.
I am stuck in New York.
What
No,
a lucky
it's
guy.
actually fine.
It's
Just my
actually fine.
no, I mean I'm it'd be nice to be there, but we got a lot of stuff going on. So
Yeah, we're gonna
so
get 3
unfortunately,
feet of snow in New York. Meanwhile, Andrew gets to go to freaking Paris.
Damn, bro, I have a layover in New York, so I might be wrecked. I might be with you guys. Wait, is it about to snow like
is it really
literally
going to be that bad? I thought I saw like a 2 inches in the forecast. I don't know.
two
I don't know.
inches?
I'm from Florida, so 2 inches might as well be 3 feet to me. So,
All right.
but no, I did hear that we're getting a lot more snow over the next 2 days, and we just got a lot of snow. So I don't know.
I would characterize this as a medium amount of snow, but no, I am from here, so.
Damn, so both you guys are NY now. That's dope.
Yeah, I actually got lunch with Andrew last week.
Sick, dude. I love New York, and I'm pretty picky about cities and like where I would ever want to move, but New York is something special. Like it is just way did there's nothing like it. It's fucking nuts.
It's honestly just like a crypto conference every day.
Facts.
You just see all the same people that you see all over the world. It's like, why? If I can just play pickleball here with my crypto friends.
Man, dude, that's the alpha playing pickleball with fucking. Oh my god, but Ben, dude, I've actually been chatting with Funky Bit Team a little bit more, and just like it's super
Yeah.
interesting as I like talk to you guys and learn more. Um, how interesting it is. Because honestly, like if I'm being brutal, like when I first met Andrew, I was like, dude, what is this boomer doing in runes? Uh, and then I was just like, damn, bro, this dude's like not only really, really intelligent, understands TradFi, um, but dude, it's really cool. And I would just love to hear from you too. Just like what is because there's layers to Funky Bit and what you guys are doing. So I'd love to hear more about it.
Right on. Yeah. No, we're excited, and it's great to start working with you more. I know we don't have to go too deep into it, but I know we started talking about some music ideas. Kind of your beat block protocol and all that stuff. So I'm very excited to start moving into that. But yeah, no, I mean, Funky Bit. We've sort of developed this cross-chain protocol and we're using it to help bring liquidity into Bitcoin. So like not that Bitcoin obviously is the mother chain of liquidity, but who wants to burn their sats, right?
Yeah. So is it just if you had to compare it, is it going to be like AMM with pools, or is it like
Mhm.
swap aggregator? Like what's the nitty gritty of it?
There's different products that we can build, but what we're planning to go to market with is basically the launchpad that we have on the testnet right now, with AMM added to it. So you'll be able to launch your runes without having to wait for Bitcoin inscriptions to happen. But when they, just like with Odin, when they get kind of graduated, they'll be etched. And we have some sort of exciting ideas to make these sort of premium coins that have additional customizability and functionality. And then, yeah, when they graduate, they'll be an AMM, and everyone on FunkyBit can become an LP and earn some yield.
Got it. So yeah, very similar model that people are familiar with like the pump.fun, but utilizing Arch. No, I get it, because like when it first arrived, I mean it was pretty um straightforward, and then after chatting, there's like some really cool new ways to like bring some different creativity to runes and stuff. So I
Yeah.
mean that's dope. But yeah, I mean what's crazy is like the runes market is just like in a very interesting place. I just want to hear your perspective of that, because will these ultimately be things that get launched on FunkyBit, ultimately be etched back into a rune?
Yeah.
Is that so similar thing that the baseline asset is a rune?
That's right. That's right. They're just runes, but we can trade them. With Arch, we can trade them. Lightning fast. And when you want to withdraw it to your wallet, there's a Bitcoin transaction, and boom, it's in your wallet.
Dope, love it. The one thing that I found interesting about Odin Fun or whatever is like the progress and like the rate or the timing in which the rune get etched. Are you guys doing a similar model of like or not timing wise, but after it hits the bonding curve to then etch the rune, or like what is the thought process there?
Well, so I think look, I think Odin Fun, they launched without actually having written the etching yet, but I actually haven't checked, but I think they've done that.
Yeah, that was wild to me, actually.
You know, they speed to market is important,
But what's
and they were,
crazy is like there was so much pushback for technologies around runes and all of this stuff. And then
yeah.
like now I feel like people are getting away with such different expectations as before. It was like people were like maxi, like decentralization, and now people are like, oh dude, it's on a different network. I don't really know what it is. It's ICP, so like that sounds legit. And then and then it's not even etched. You don't have it yet, but trust me, bro, I'll get it to you. Like
So yeah. So look. So I not to I look. Bob, is a very smart guy, very good guy. He's built an interesting product. Some of the decisions that he made in terms of how this product worked are not necessarily because he wanted it to work that way, but because there's certain limitations in the rune spec, let's say. So obviously we have some of the same limitations, but just to like frame it, so the thing, one of the things that's interesting about runes, unlike say EVM, ERC20 tokens, is that runes have a unique namespace. So the name and there's these funny rules about how long the names can be. So every 17,500 blocks, the minimum rune name goes down by one character. And so, eventually there's going to be very, name squatting for, an obvious name somebody wants. And so Casey in the spec, he kind of anticipated this. And if you, in order to like have a specific name, you actually have to do what's called a name commitment transaction first. And that in the indexer, it needs to have 6 blocks before the etching transaction comes in. And the etching, and from the name commitment transaction, it's cryptographically committed to that name, but you can't see the name. But the etching transaction comes in, and that reveals the name.
So I understand this correctly. It is like for a new rune to get its namespace, it takes 6 blocks no matter what. Outside
Yes.
of interesting. That's something I didn't know. So unlike BRC20, when you do a deploy contract or whatever, that first block that it clears, that thing's good to go. But for runes, it needs 6 blocks to officially, and then it's just the first is first. Is that still in place?
Okay, so actually BRC20 also has unique names. It's actually, I think it's worse in BRC20 because it's just a 4-character ticker, and the first is first. And the same is true in runes. The thing that the name commitment transaction achieves is no one can snipe your name. Like with a BRC20, someone could, see that you're trying to create
and
this,
and then they could pay higher gas fees.
Right, exactly.
I see. Well, I guess, I mean, that does solve that edge case, but then that kind of defeats the first is first.
Well,
no, that doesn't, I guess.
The first with that name, like you put what name you want to use, you put your name commitment transaction in, nobody can see what name that is. And then 6 blocks later, you reveal, you put your etching transaction in, which reveals the name, but nobody else could step in front because they didn't have a name commitment transaction 6 blocks ago.
So can I it has to be 6 blocks. Could I start doing 4 tickers now?
As far as I know, yeah, you could, yeah.
Damn. So I'm just fucking ready.
Just don't lose that UTXO.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, so anyway, so to get back to like these launchpad designs, Odin, they have a fairly clever, I suppose, way to solve this, which is that they add some random garbage to the name. Like the name that will eventually get etched in as a rune is not the name you start to see. Like when you create a coin in Odin, it has this like ID dash and then like 6 random characters, only they're shown as X's, and then like dash Odin at the end, which is actually quite a bit of a long boilerplate there. But what that does is that lets them have the coin available in trading, but only Odin knows what name it'll eventually get etched with. And so they'll do the name commitment. They'll do the name commitment transaction, but then you still don't know what name it is because they haven't revealed what those 6 X's are. And then when they do the etching transaction, now it's live. But the downside, of course, is that your coin has like the name you picked, and then it has all this stuff at the end.
Yeah, I saw that.
We're overdoing it. These are contract addresses. I mean, the name can be whatever people want. And I think we're trying to be so technical with these things, and it was a nice idea. But I think if we can get more online of these things are contract addresses, and if you can get a cool contract address like Billy did on Solana, they did BDC as their first 3 characters, great. But if not, I think this we need to have a match exactly. It's kind of dumb.
But this is like people are over here on runes like, well, the value prop is there's only one. Like that is literally something people stand on. It's like, and I think there's some, some like
there is only one, but there's still people trying to fake them. I mean, you can go and there's a lot of the top ones that have things spelt slightly different.
Yep.
And on Magic Eden, and that's why they had to do those verification check marks.
Yeah. Do you think once we get down to the 6 and to even 4 ticker runes, do you think, what are your predictions there? Because I think it's interesting.
Those will
because
seek a demand, but they're dead already. I mean, they're already dead. So what are we even talking about? They're they won't even be here. We're
yeah,
gonna be on. We're going to Cardano next. And everybody hear the memo.
yeah, you're not there already,
We're
dude.
out. We're out. NFTs gone. Runes dead. Let's all move on. Let's
Yeah,
start a new chain.
I've been exploring Tezos. It's a pretty
Actually, I hear Luna's coming back. Luna still has a market cap for people that aren't aware.
Luna is coming back, bro. You heard it here first, folks.
Wow.
Wow, I'm fucking. Can I farm any Luna like negative like debts?
Go back to the old Anchor Protocol days, man. You could leverage on leverage on leverage there, your stable coins, and you wonder how that castle collapsed. Unfortunately, I got taken down with it.
Dude, it is crazy. Like that's one thing Hyperliquid did really well is like these TGEs that go live, getting perpetual markets on them very quickly. Like shorting these token launches is like the freest money ever. It's like every single one of them have just naturally like the market, every token launch as of late has just, Bear Chain. What are the other ones? I wish we had Hawk here. Hawk farms the shit out of all of these things. And like, I don't know. Have you been seeing the same thing, Speed Racer?
Yeah, they work until they don't, because again, it's just kind of like, MicroStrategy. The play early on was selling puts against MicroStrategy because it just kept going up and the volatility was so high. So, you're collecting good on it, but at some point those people, figure that out, and somebody's going to come on the other side of that trade. But right now, shorting anything, I mean, you could throw a dart at a dartboard and short anything in the whole crypto space and you're probably going to hit it. So, I mean, I just think we're at a phase of this market where everyone thinks everything's just dying off. So, shorting right now is the winning play. And to be honest, that's partly why runes have got the way they have, is we don't have a metric to play the downside. So then no one just does anything. So now the only people trading are arbitrage traders for the most part. So ultimately, say you're bullish runes and but you own a huge bag and you want a short-term hedge, you'd be nice to put a little short in or something like that, just to help kind of stave your downside. If you get wrecked, big deal. You've got a bag of it sitting behind it. So I think that's one thing I know Matt and you guys are working on.
Yeah, we've got a couple options for you. Cha-ching just launched. There's no Dex integrations quite yet, but once they do hook those borrower and lending pools up to the Dex, that'll be useful if you want to do some type of margin trading situation. And then similar to Wasabi as well, they're a live product on Solana right now, which we're in the process of onboarding both Billy and Pups to the Wasabi platform. Obviously, these are Solana pools, since these runes are on Solana. But generally, the way that the Wasabi Perps Dex works is they integrate with the AMMs that are on chain. You've got the borrow and lending pool. So if you want to be net short on some token, or you want to protect your downside by hedging your spot position, you just borrow in the pool, sell it in the Dex, and then now you're net short, and it all happens in sort of one clean transaction that does it for you in a perps type of UX that you're familiar with. So I think this is going to be a valuable tool that helps people that are just obviously spot long in a big way, which we all are, I think. But also it's going to create on-chain volume, which helps the AMMs and the liquidity providers that are on those AMMs kind of get some type of return, because we're actually giving some volume back to the dexes.
Yeah, and I think that's good because it helps with the price as far as making sure things are staying true. But then also it does generate a significant violent move in another direction potentially in the event of liquidations. Where someone's gonna, if you're doing that. So I think it's good in general. Right now, I don't know. I mean, if it launched today, it may not be the best thing. But I think just having a lot of this stuff and continuing to build out this infrastructure, you guys are talking about this ICP thing. It'd be interesting, Matt. I don't know if have you seen this other one that they're working on the ICP side that's called Rich Swap? Have you looked into that, or because they're using ICP as their as their platform, which Odin is on, and
Yeah,
that's
no,
where the
I,
LP's generated. Is that something that's different, or what would you say about that?
I would say it's probably like a similar implementation as like dot swap or runes dex or something like that, that's using just kind of like a more programmable backbone for the off-chain compute and a multi-sig or some type of multi-sig that takes the instructions at the base layer. So something similar like this whole layer 1.5 type of implementation using ICP. But the issue is like it's not going to be able to connect to Odin swap because it's a completely separate canister altogether. That's to my knowledge is Omnity, which is ICP's like version of their L2, and then Odin's building their own L2 called Valhalla. But ICP is just sort of like the canister implementation for the programmability of the smart contracts.
Yeah, so I think that's this is the big thing that I've said about Odin, and I think we've said it here as well, is it's a great product, but it's siloed. And I think the more that we can have integration between multiple different trading platforms and aggregators, the better we're going to do in an ecosystem. And again, right now is a tough time to judge price at this point when sentiment's so bad everywhere. And so getting us the opportunity to build some of this stuff out, and then ultimately, if things are ripping on other chains and runes aren't, we can kind of say, hey, maybe this isn't the right thing, but ultimately I think it's been pretty tough to gauge at this point. We haven't had the proper vehicles to really truly appreciate a price via liquidity pools. So the thing, actually, I saw Dot today. This was interesting. I don't know how they're working with this, but they're using a decentralized exchange, i.e., DotSwap. They're partnering with this Tokyo underscore IO, and they're integrating the liquidity directly to the central exchange users. So that's an interesting mechanic where maybe some of these platforms don't want to build out the runes infrastructure at this point yet. And so basically, they're going to allow people to potentially trade on their platform using that. So I don't know. There's probably some sort of a holding thing that is being done on their end, and it's being executed on chain. I'm not sure, but it's
Yeah,
interesting to see people working
we've
towards
we,
some of this.
we've spent some time with the dot swap team, and I think that like I think something that Ben mentioned earlier is like it's all about sort of like these design choices and trade-offs that you want to make. And the thing that I think DotSwap is indexing and optimizing for is a lot of like control over liquidity providers, spreads, and the way that they're building it is really sort of like a whole series of order books on the back end to the point where it makes it feel more like an AMM on the front end. And ultimately what you have is you have the ability to go to some type of liquidity provider or platform and say, look, we have the abilities for you to just provide these like order book instructions that feed into an overall network of order book instructions. And I think that's what you see here. So what it's going to bring is more liquidity from that activated exchange that feeds those instructions into their AMM, which should be more liquidity.
Interesting. I saw you also pin this post from Art Chick. What is what is that about, Speed?
Well, this just shows, if you click on it and you can go here, this is what I've been saying all along. People were commenting about Odin and the volume, and it's like, well, you can fake volume on an LP, and that's partly why they get listings so fast as they see these volumes, and the people who are making these tokens kind of know what triggers these deck screeners and stuff to show up. Here's a token that released on Solana that had $1 billion of volume, and a market cap went down 96% in a day and 5 hours. So
Jesus.
so it just shows you how fake the volume can be. Is if you just watch a deck screener, the buy sell buy sell buy sell that are occurring in big size, especially when a token is launched, gives the impression that there's demand. And if they spread that across multiple wallets, as they can via a lot of this stuff, ultimately it can look artificially inflated, and then ultimately it gets rugged. So I think right now, to be honest, even though people don't like it, the volume on runes is true, i.e., you have to pay a transaction fee for these tokens. And so we do have true volume, and it'd be interesting to see if you were able to take that off of Solana, what the true volume of some of these tokens over there would be. It'd probably be very low. Um, but you can't really do that apples to apples comparison.
Yeah,
But
that's what, like, with Solana, that's one thing that it's so easy to wash trade because of the fees. That's like one thing that people don't really account for too much because of the bots and all of these things that kind of play into it. But Troy, what is good? I'm so glad my dad could make it today. He's dropped me off at school. Didn't leave me lunch, so bro, how you been?
I'm good. Go to your room. Seriously, me and your mother have to talk. What is going the fuck on? So are ordinals moving to Solordinals? What's going on?
Cardano, we're
Solordinals.
going to we're going to
Whoa.
Cardano. We're branching.
Card, Card,
Solordinals. Wow, I can't.
Cardonzo beans. Man, that's a ticker. Let's go. Um, yeah.
Damn, dad had his coffee today. Those are bangers, bro.
No, yeah. Catch me up a little bit. Like I want to get into the wave, dude, because you guys don't know. If you don't know, Bunzy is a great surfer. He has videos to prove it. His dad taught him well. Yeah, man. I just people on Solana, they may be waiting for it. I just think that I'll say you know, it's like if you're not on Solana, you don't know anybody over there. It just looks like it's like when I don't know. It just looks like we're LARPing over there just to and they might be glad for it because that people are going to buy and sell. If we're talking about the rune migration, are we talking about that or the bridge? Is that what we're talking about?
We're just talking
Oh,
about all of these different things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, we were talking
different
about you,
trading
and then you came
mechanics.
on, and then we had to switch it up.
Oh, okay,
But yeah,
gotcha. Yeah.
no, that let's switch to Dog. I mean, Dog Leonidas has been like, no, like Bitcoin layer one maxi, and saw what Pups did, and I think Solana is a great place for fungibles. But what's interesting too is like how exhausted Solana has become, and it kind of is reminiscent of the NFT run on Ethereum. And just curious of your guys' thoughts on like, what does that burnout lead to, and where are these rotations? We all want to say and believe ordinals, but like, I don't know, it's something interesting to. It's a bloodbath over there right now.
Go ahead, bro. You speed research. Go ahead, bro.
I was just going to say the reason the early meme tokens were successful is they had time to develop a community. These don't even have time to put a trade in. I mean, they're gone so fast. And so I think that's the biggest pitfall that they're running into is they have no community around some of this stuff that can develop. You think about around an ordinal or even around runes for that matter. That's the one thing runes do have going for them is they do have communities and they do have been sustained and a lot of them are stable or increasing in size. But I think that's the biggest thing. And there's just now there's so many people involved and there's so many bots and you don't know who's real and who's not. And it's basically a whack-a-mole game. And you may get one out of 1,000 that actually is a real token. And you just have to hope that you got into that one.
Yeah, it is. It is nuts. What I think is interesting is, and someone had a good take on this on the timeline, is like all these celebrities, like imagine they just supported an existing token, like Elon did with Doge, right? Like that is a prime example of someone coming in, bringing attention to a ticker, it taking and going parabolic. But like all these actors, like who was the latest guy with the bar stool or the jail stool? What's his
Yeah,
name again?
Portnoy.
Yeah, yeah. That fool, like, I get it. It's like a big ego test. Like that's the caveat of being human is these celebrities really want to go in. And I feel like they're like, all right, what's my net worth? Like, what does the internet value me at? How much can I make, et cetera, et cetera? And it ends up just being a train wreck for them. Like it's like most ego driven events are. And what is interesting is like imagine they just come in and find a token that has a healthy community and then they pour gasoline on it. Like I just can't see why that isn't happening more. I think it's obviously money and ego, but I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts
It
around
is
that topic?
happening. It's just happening by guys by the name of Kobe, and then he dumps it on you after you see a pump by like 20x, and you're like, oh, it's finally coming back, stonks, it's coming back. But really, it's just been CTO'd by one of your favorite Twitter influencers, and they're just not as public about it as
So
Dave Portnoy is.
so you think it's the same situation, just in a different context? Like they either way, they're just coming in, and I think there's just more resilience and more less downside if there's a support for an existing token rather than you see these literally like hour charts of just like boom
The
and bust.
pitfalls of market cap, right? People are assessing these tokens on a market cap when in reality there's no market. I mean, there's no top to these tokens. I mean, we're not they're not a value proposition that we're assessing, but they see a market cap and they're comparing that market cap to this lower market cap. Well, my return could be this so much higher if I, gamble on this versus that. And so people think they've missed it when they've missed Fartcoin, and it was at 2 billion. And one thing I think people forgot, and this is when we had way less meme tokens, but you had a couple meme tokens, last cycle that went over 50 billion market cap. And so again, I don't know if we'll ever hit that again, partly because the whack-a-mole is so quick. But I think like you said, if people rally around a couple names that can develop a community, you could see that again in a couple names. But right now it's like, well, I already missed it. It hits 500 million, and people for whatever reason feel like they missed it, so they have to find the next one that is going to do that rather than continue to pile in like everybody else did. Because now when you get a central listing on Solana, what does it do? It dumps. Everyone just sells and moves to the next one, versus before that was like the gasoline. You get a Coinbase listing, bam, it's going to multiple billions of dollars. That's not the case anymore.
Yeah, that's why I think fees are a feature, not a bug. Is like it helps build like friction, and friction in markets is a good thing. Like it seems strange and counterintuitive, but like let's look at what's happening on Solana right now. It is just like the rotation of rotation of rotation markets. And like you said, like teams are becoming really wise to like what does it take to get on deck screener. They wash trade it to that point and then they just dump. But I think if I'm a celebrity or someone that could truly move a market, like the risk is just so high. If you do look at the multiples and you're like, all right, I could make this much more. But then you're just like Hawk Tua, dude. Did you see that last interview, dude? She looks fucking like terrible. She looks like just so shook and just like completely depleted. And like I don't know how many more celebrity tokens. I mean, we had I don't know. To me, it just seems like such a no-brainer for these celebrities to like do what Elon did with Doge. Like pick up and there's just way less downside, but I don't know. I could be missing something, but to me that just seems so obvious and such a clear play.
Yeah, the thing with let's say David, my thesis on like when you're looking at David Portnoy and this sort of like he didn't like really. The joke is that he CTO'd with his own money. He didn't really CTO. He was just like he's like I like this. He put a lot of money in. Who knows what he's actually doing on the backside? And the original dev sold, and then the dev started making beta plays, whatever. And
Yeah, I mean, and that.
but hold on,
Oh,
no,
sorry.
no, it's
Yeah,
okay.
go ahead. Yeah.
Sunzi, hold on, Sunzi. So, no, that's a bar. That's a bar. You need to make that. So, no,
Recorded, clipped.
recorded clip. No, so, is that I started thinking, okay. I mean, in a range, I was thinking, okay, this guy does pizza reviews, how he started, for the people. Like, it's like a content creator saying, hey, try this, and this is how you don't get, this is how you don't get hacked. Or like, Michael K.E from Wallet Guard, now MetaMask, is like his mission is just to protect you, right? So he's doing it for the people, right? So he's doing pizza, seems like a good guy. Like I think it's like the first, not that we're talking about celeb tokens, but the idea is that is probably outside of the rappers and the people that are not going to be in the space with Bunzi and talk about being a community member and stuff like that. Like Iggy Azalea with her was like actually like hung out with some of the cabal, and she had a party and they like that. I don't know where her token's at, but like David Portnoy doesn't have tits and ass, and he was really trying to. It seems like he was trying to do something like more of that kind of like doesn't guarantee that your token is not going to go to zero because they usually do. But it's like if we're going to use celebrities, it seems like the David Portnoy's and like people that are actually talking with some of the cabal and getting on videos is not that I want celebrities here, or not that I'm anybody. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm not a gatekeeper. I can't control this stuff. None of you can either. But
You're our celebrity, Troy.
but
You're our
yeah,
celebrity.
Bro, you're an
I'm
actor,
not
dog.
doing a coin. So the thing is that
Troy coin, dude.
yeah.
Dad,
NCIS coin
dude,
Troy.
dad joke coin with Run, dude. You could be the face of it.
Yeah, but I just think that was like I bought that, got it out of it, and rotated back into Bitcoin. I mean, like if they're gonna do the run, because I mean, even Frank D. Gods was saying a week ago, 300K is the new 10 million. He's literally telling you the pulse of the space. He's getting in. He's putting $4,000, $10,000 early in before a 100,000 market cap. Like we're eating ourselves, man. I just wrote a tweet. You don't need to like it, but it's like this whole space feels like the last pawn on the board, running out of moves, dodging the queen, knowing checkmate's coming. And if she doesn't get us, we'll cannibalize ourselves. Like you've been that pawn moving around, thinking that you're going to escape this queen that can move in any direction. It just seems like I don't know. It's just I gave a lot of takes
Who's
there,
the
but
queen?
it,
That was bars, dude.
who's the queen? The thing that we discovered ourselves. It's like discovering the atom, and then you're Oppenheimer going, wait, let's make a bomb too. It's like AI. It's like it's a great discovery and a great use, but eventually it may be the thing that kills us, so to speak, in a manner of speaking, right? So it's just like a double-edged sword. I don't know. We just got to be careful. Cheers. That's my takes.
Bars from dad. What was this? Jesus Christ, dude. I need some of that coffee you're on.
Turkish
But
coffee, baby.
Turkish gold. And I don't know. I think it's just like NFTs expedited. It was just harder to sell NFTs, so it made the runs a few more days. But this is just prove me that this isn't like the NFT run on Solana now, but with just a different token standard and easier ways to enter and exit. Like that's just what all of this is super reminiscent of. Is like these people super bullish on something one day and then a million reasons why it's not working the next. It just seems like the NFT run. I don't know.
There's just no conviction. It's just what have you done for me lately? And people are just basically following and not leading. There's only a couple people leading the pack, and ultimately everybody else is late. So when you get Portnoy in there, and he's just think he was also in on the GameStop stuff, but he was also extremely late when it kind of came to his entries and a lot of that stuff. So I think I just think it's a whack-a-mole over there, and at some point, people will either go away and stay away, or they're gonna reevaluate their thesis and kind of find something that maybe has some more staying power, whatever that may be.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. It's crazy to see what celebrity's going to launch a rune. Would that save our bags?
I don't think that we have.
What if Kanye launched a rune?
Yeah, I don't think we have over here. I mean, certainly we have people in ordinals that vape and they have a house, and there are certain little cabals, you might say. You can say that you can feel like there's certain sections, like I have my group of friends, in the space, and I've been here since the beginning on day one of ordinals, but I'm also not sucking the dick of founders because I bought a fucking asset from their thing, dude. I'm not, I'm just not. I just like, okay, I like
Bro,
your
I've seen videos,
bro.
bro.
Come on, dude. So
Right.
dad tube. No, but gross. Get that out of your head right now. So
Oh, wow, drop the
but we
token,
we
bro.
don't have that kind of thing where like, yeah. Like if anything, any artist that I've onboarded here, I'm like, slow the fuck down. Like don't come in here and be like, because you have great art, that you're just gonna drop something. Like get to fucking know, not that Bunsy is a gatekeeper or Speed Ray. I'm just looking at the people here.
Bro, I'm 100% a
You are a
gatekeeper.
big scammer. No, I'm kidding. So
I am, dude. I have a course actually about scamming. It's pinned to the top. Like and subscribe.
funny. I feel like that would just like sell out and really work for that better for the ecosystem. But we don't kind of have that. Like we don't have like the best memes. We don't have the best like. There's not as much as unity as it used to be in the beginning of the space. We have a couple of ordinal shows. They seem one-sided. They seem like like none of the. I'll be real. None. A lot of the ordinal show people aren't really buying a lot of the other OG ordinal assets just to hold. I mean, they don't have to. I don't, whatever. I mean, we have I don't worry about ordinauts. That has like that speaks for itself. But and there's a lot of people in that. But the thing is that it just doesn't. Bunzy, you said it last year at the Solana. We were at that. We were at NFT NYC. We went to that fucking that hotel, and it was like a Solana party, whatever. It was fire. And you said something. Fuck the Solana party for right now. But you said something because you're always building stuff. And I was like, man, it feels like I actually said, this was last NFT NYC. I said, yo, it feels like there's a little unity, there's more stronger unity. He goes, nah, dude, it's a fucking competition now. It's a fucking competition. And that's good, but it just seems like we don't have that, and I don't want it, but we don't have that vape cabal thing where they're coming to us, celebrities are coming to us and thinking, oh, I want to drop there, which leads me to think that like Udi could be right that, and a lot of people are right. It's like that just belongs for like high end art or just PFTs and trading until runes kicks back up, or if it ever does, but we just don't have that flair. We have highly intelligent people that are here and that hate Solana and that hate other chains, and it's just like, dude, this is a whole neighborhood. Like you're allowed to play anywhere you want, like in this place. I just think that um, I don't know. I just feel like there's a very sectioned off this space, very sectioned off. Now we have villain arcs and ordinals going against other, or it's just like that's fine, but to what cost for your engagement? Are you really having a conversation? Like, why are you so mad at a lot of these founders? You know what I mean? Have you DM'd them, have a conversation, or are you trolling? Are you trolling? And what are you building? Like, if you're a critic, like no critics are loud about their talents because they have none. So if you're criticizing and you're a builder, fucking patchwork it and build the shit, just like Snoop Toshi does. He doesn't fucking talk about how something's broken. He fucking builds the thing and fixes it. And that's why I fuck with him. And
Bro,
that's why I fuck with Bunzy. Bunzy's always like, besides
I'm
surfing.
complaining all the time, dude. Fuck all of
Yeah,
this.
dude.
Dude, my rune bags, I'm gonna bring all my runes to Paris and I'm selling them all to fucking Udi at his fucking Hogwarts party. And I'm carrying him. My carry-on is gonna have to hold all these fucking heavy ass stone ass runes. And Udi's gonna have to buy them. He said that Bitcoin's gonna save everything.
That's our first hurdle. We need to change no runes no more. When you have to explain what it is to people, you've lost already. Like the chances that anybody's getting onboarded, we need to go meme tokens or meme coins. I think that needs to be number one. Runes is kind of infrastructure. Someone brought this up true as well. It's like, all these ERC standard tokens, do they call them by all those names? Absolutely not. Like
They don't.
this is the standard, but why are we calling them runes?
Yeah,
Let's call them what they actually are.
Speed Racer. Great name, by the way. Dude, that's it, dude. Like, I'm a wordsmith, bro. It ain't like hype. I don't know if you know hype from like the fucking I don't know. He's a great caller. He goes, like, it's in the wording, man. Even the word vegan doesn't make you want to learn about why, like, that's the ugliest word, but great concept if you want to be healthy, let's say. It's just an ugly word, vegan. It doesn't even sound fun to say. Runes, it doesn't sound like I'm going to go fucking nuts on these memes that are called runes. Like, Hype was calling them, why don't we call them beams, Bitcoin memes? I mean, it's just funnier. I'm not saying that's the one, but dude, why do you think Hollywood movies have one word titles usually or two word titles? Because they can't think? No, it's because they know one word is going to get more traction than a longer title. It's
Right, you need that
yeah,
adjective, right? If someone's going to hail a ride, what do you think? Uber,
yeah,
right? Uber's become, in a sense that you think about NFTs. What do you think of punks?
yeah.
Punks is kind of has that thing, and again, are we going to call ourselves the same as everyone else, which is fine, you know, meme tokens, or like you said, is someone else. We can't call it runes anymore. I think that's the next mission of anybody still standing in this space, who's got any breath, is we need a new name when it comes to this token.
Yeah, and you can't be saying something .fun either, too, dude. You just rip that name off so you can go, hey, it's fun over here. Same kind of concept, but layer 2. Nothing
All
against
right.
nothing against those sites, but just like get
So
original.
hear me
Yeah,
out.
go, bro.
I'm building the Uber of pump funds. It's like the Airbnb of tokens, basically. And no, that's like every investor deck lately. It's just like, dude, we're building the pump fund over here. Think of pump fund, but then also think about crypto and then these celebrities and then like OnlyFans. Like we're building that. Actually, that's a banger.
Think of Pup's fun, but slower and less volume.
Dude, yeah. Why aren't OnlyFans just dropping pump fun tokens, bro?
Why don't we just call it pump.slow? Because that's what it is. It's like you're gonna relax.
Wow.
You know,
That is banging, dude.
Slow
Beans dot.
Jams 95. Beam me up,
Welcome
Scotty. I like
back.
beams.
Beams, right?
Welcome back to
Beams.
Slow
Yeah,
Jam.
Beams was. I mean, I like that. Beams. It's like it's funnier. The word is funny, but beams. It sounds good. I mean, I could even hear Bunny fucking remixing that. There's a banger coming out later today from Bunzy's Twitter. But yeah, I mean, just it's
Beans.
all in the words. You can't be esoteric about it. You know, even
Fuck the tech, dude. It's all about the words. You heard it here first, folks. We need better
Well,
words.
he's someone who uses words on a daily basis for a job. It is important. I mean, how you present something is your first impression to something, and if you don't come out on top, you know you're going to lose him right off the bat.
So if your name's like Morris, you're just fucked. Like your parents like really set the tone for everything. Ben's good. Ben's a cool name. Matt's cool. Troy's good.
but
Bunzy's fucked.
so no, Bunzy's a great name. Everybody, somebody
sounds like a gay bunny, dude.
Doesn't look.
It's rep.
It doesn't look like one, son. Do not talk about my son like that. No, somebody said it on the space the other day. They love your saying your name. I mean, they said that. I was there.
Whoa, sick. Was it recorded on your clip?
Troy,
on my
Troy, post the beam situation since you said it, and then everybody can start testing the waters.
I will
test the waters on it. See what people say.
Steve, what about the non-meme companies? Like Liquidium is a rune, so we can't call them a meme, can we? That's kind of rude.
No, we can't.
Well, again, they can have their own their protocol token. Again, the tokens of a lot of these other chains are protocol tokens, but they're under the same ERC standard.
If they would change their name to Liquifium, bro, just make it fun. Just make it funny.
Bro, look at Pump Fun. They just posted a picture of a ball sack. Like the normal corporate like business approach doesn't apply. I think it's like cringe when these companies try to be mimetic and then they're like also, but like they printed more money than majority of any of the top tier crypto companies. Like being out of the box and just speaking complete degen, I think is like in full effect, and it doesn't degrade what you're doing at all. That's my thought really on that.
I'm gonna find that tweet. You guys relax.
No, post beans. Like more beans, the more you. What's the rhyme? More you eat, the more you toot.
The more you toot, the better you feel.
Beans,
the magical fruit.
That's a good. I never. Beans, good for the heart. Beans. Oh, the more you eat, the more you know what. Yeah, but that's the old jingle.
That's the old jingle. Let's bring it back. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Posting ball sacks. Who does? I can't see it. Just speak now. And I have a hard stop here pretty soon. So anyone that wants to say stuff, say it now. And who has their hand up though? Please speak.
Yo, hello everyone. Good evening. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yo, good evening.
Oh shit.
Well,
Bunzy. I gotta go.
I could hear you.
All right.
It was it's choppy.
He's beaming currently, actually.
Can you hear me?
Getting beamed.
Getting beamed. Oh, is it beamed or beans?
It's Bitcoin
meme.
Beam.
Like with like a laser beam? Like a laser?
Me up.
Like
oh,
Bitcoin
that's way cooler.
meme.
Oh shit! I thought it was beans, and I was down for beans, dude. Like I thought that would bang.
Yeah,
Like a
because
can
he
of
it's
beans.
because he brought up Cardano with beans, and now you couldn't get off of it. You're stuck
Oh
with it.
wow. Yeah, I'm not the sharpest. I think I'm just hungry. But beans, I'm dropping the ticker. Fuck it. Beam is way cooler. That's like way more pew pew. I get it. All right. All right. Sorry, dude. You were cutting out. Mr. Ant. If you want to try again.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. So the thing is, I am very much enthusiastic of what's going on Bitcoin. First and foremostly, I learned about the ordinals from there to BRC20. Now we have Arch Network, a motherboard that want to ensure that the DeFi flourishes on Bitcoin. It makes a lot of sense. Okay. So I mean, I just have something to say, and I feel that it takes one good product to to ensure the rest of the product on Bitcoin thrives on Arch Network. I am not trying to be sentimental or to be in particular about Arch Network, but I just feel Funky Beat is something very nice, you know, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Something similar is existing on Solana. And many blockchains like Linear and the rest, they are bringing up theirs like a Linear ZKEVM. It costs a cup of coffee that's $1.75 to launch a token. So I mean, I'm feeling that if Funky Bit thrives so well, it will make a lot of sense. It will bring reasonable volume to Bitcoin. Yeah, that is active volume. So I want to speak to, I don't know, CTRO or CTFO, Funky Beat, Andrew, something like that. I mean, there are ideas I feel that can be included that will make it a little bit different. I mean, that it will interest user adoption because everything for instance and it has been one of the best product on our Arc network so far so good. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm talking too much and if my opinion matters in the grand scheme of things, but I just feel uh, there can be one or two things that can be introduced that will make everything make sense as we are approaching mainnet. Thank you very much.
Emathon, thank you for your kind words. We'd love to hear your ideas. We have a Discord. If you want to just hop on there and say what you want to say, that'd be great. We'd love to hear it.
All right, all right. I wish everyone the best. I mean, what you all are trying to do is not easy. I mean, we need to tap into the over multi-trillion dollar that is revolving in Bitcoin ecosystem. I mean, Ethereum, Solana, and the rest of the guys are killing it. I don't know. I feel we can do much more, and the right volume will come to us, and the importance will come. I mean, I attended one of these space. Someone mentioned if you are building the right thing, you're going to attract the right investors. I mean, Arc Network has actually set the ground running. Multicoin Cap and few others are coming around. I know it may be little, but it makes sense. And I believe we are going somewhere. I also want to encourage everyone who is building to keep it up. I mean, it may look like if you guys are really doing something that is so magnificent so far, so good. But I very much agree with and the next 4 years will get a level that will be so unimaginable because definitely the volume will come. If the rest of the chain can
Ah, you're cutting out again, my man. But
add
sh-
What I did here was pretty awesome though. I mean, he's pumping us up. He's the hype man. He said some good stuff. I think he's right though. Like more stuff that we build, and I do think that what Funky
massive
Bit is
use
building is a great user experience. Oh,
case
still got
over
him.
here. I travel to a remote village for a mining activity. So
uh, yeah, just the connection. But yeah, what Matt was saying, I think what Funky Bit, if you have some ideas for him too, Ben and the whole team is super welcoming and super open. So yeah, reach out to them, hit them up. Arch is here to save, dude. The more that I'm seeing the ICP stuff, the more that it just solidifies what Arch is going to do, is going to really, really help and just really solve for the interoperability. Because once we see these proof of concepts starts to work, they can't really interact with one another, from my knowledge. So like with that limitation alone, man, it really just kind of it kind of makes it a cool short-term fix. But hoping the best for everyone building on every which direction, because that's what's really going to move it. But yeah, let's say we wrap it up here. Anyone else have any last words before we get an outro tune going? Speak now or forever hold your peace. And if you're going to be in Paris, hit me up. I'm going to be lurking around, buying croissants, selling runes to people on the streets, hopefully.
Don't say runes. Don't say runes.
Beans. I'm selling beans. And then they're going to
Beams. I posted at the top. I started the conversation. We'll see if anybody has some great ideas, but we need to get rid of this word runes. Runes needs to be in white papers. It doesn't need to be on the timeline.
You heard it here. Beans. No, beams. Just all you got to do is just I need exit liquidity. So just buy them now. But we'll see you next Tuesday. Or actually, I don't know, Thursday. I'm going to be in Paris. So probably, and Farmer's traveling too. So probably no show on Thursday, but we will let you know. But until then, stay funky, my friends, and we'll see you next show.
Just show me the money, say less. Show me the money, just show me the money, say less. Want you on today.